Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Hustle and Harmony. You're here with
Hi.
Ashley and Alyssa. Hey, Alyssa, it's been a minute since we got together virtually. How have you been? It's nice to see you.
Yes, good. I'm excited for a new, fresh season of
Yeah,
Hustle and Harmony. We have some
absolutely.
fun things up our sleeves to share with everybody, so I'm
Yes.
excited about that.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So, for those of you who might be tuning in for the first time to this new kickoff for the new season, we're the proud co-hosts of Hustle and Harmony, and we're really dedicated to and have a passion for helping women learn how to navigate this hustle culture that we all live in, and while doing that, finding some harmony in your life and really just being able to live purpose-filled lives and find satisfaction. And so. We love talking about all kinds of things that we feel like are relevant to women, working women, and moms, and really anyone that can relate to that. And while we had a lot of fun in season one, kind of getting our feel for things, we're also really excited to try something new as well moving forward. We love to grow, learn, all this stuff, right? So I think we're trying to incorporate that and fold that into this
Yep.
upcoming season and try some new things out. But we're so happy that if you were here along for the ride as we got started, being a part of this journey with us and, along for the ride as we move forward. So,
Yeah.
but before we get into the new season, we thought it'd be fun to just sync up and talk about what we've done so far, maybe some of our favorite moments, and then what you can expect going forward before we get
Yeah.
into the new season. So,
Yeah.
okay, so where do we want to start? So we're at the end of September, which is pretty crazy. So just to recap, we launched in was it March or April? Somewhere around there.
Yeah.
It was in the springtime
It was in
for
the
sure.
springtime. Yep.
We met, we said, let's start a podcast. And then we started a podcast like a couple weeks later. And we just dove right in. And so we talked about a lot of topics that were relevant to us or just certain things that we both resonate with or we have in common and that we thought would be helpful or beneficial to you guys as our audience. We we had one guest last
One guess.
season as well, but it was definitely very conversational for the most part, and really us just kind of sharing our own experiences, tips and tricks, and all those things. But when we look back to that last season, as we're calling it, Alyssa, what was your favorite part of the experience, or maybe your favorite episode? What comes to mind?
Yeah, so I think my favorite part was the fact that we stepped out of our comfort zone. We got this rolling. We did it before we could question ourselves. So it really
Mhm.
we forced ourselves out of our comfort zone, which I loved because I think what has come of it has been this like really beautiful process of like figuring it out. And I think that it shows other women that you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to know how to do all of the things. You
Hmm.
can just get started. And so I think that's been my favorite part of this journey is just, us testing ourselves and making ourselves step out of our comfort zone. My favorite episode, I think, was the one where we had the guest on people pleasing.
Yeah,
I think
Adrian.
that was my favorite, just because so many people I feel like deal with that issue in their life, and I just think it's so validating when you get to hear someone talk about it being okay to set boundaries and it being like okay to not feel the need to constantly show up for everyone else, but also remembering that it's important to show up for yourself. So, yeah, I would say that would be mine. How about you? What was
Yeah.
your
Yeah, I mean, well, I'll start with the episode since you left off there because I also share that favorite episode with you as well. So I loved having Adrian on, and I thought it was great to hear from someone else who has a little bit more experience and knowledge and, expertise to share. And so
Mhm.
while we love talking to each other and sharing our own experiences, it was nice to get another perspective on that particular topic. And I think, people pleasing especially was all over my algorithm, earlier in the year at least. And so it's like
Yeah.
you hear this term, you hear about it, but you want to know more. And so being able to tap into a resource like that was really
Mhm.
helpful,
Yeah.
eye-opening, and beneficial. So I really enjoyed that. And it was just fun to have, someone else in the mix with us and not that I don't love just spending time with you virtually, but it's fun. The more the merrier, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it was fun in that way for sure. And then my favorite part was, yeah, just doing it, I guess, and the fact
Mhm.
that it's real life. Like we actually had we tiptoed around it a little bit, like, oh, I've kind of thought about a podcast. That could be fun. Would you want to do that? And then actually
Yeah.
bring it to fruition, right? And so I think that whole process and just being able to reconnect with you in such a different way from, for
Yes.
those of you that know or don't know, we were connected and worked together in a totally different capacity in years past. And so to do something so new and different, but still aligned is really cool. It's really
I love
neat. And I loved seeing how that can evolve.
that.
Relationships can evolve, or just things that you're doing can evolve, things that you're involved in. So I thought that whole experience was just really cool. And being able to look back on it now, 6 months past in 2020, like, wow, that's really neat how it all happened.
Yeah,
And
how
we
it all
just
happened.
leaned in and we did it.
Yes.
So,
Now here we are.
and here we are, ready for season two.
Ready for season two.
Absolutely.
Um, okay, so let's talk about summer because summer did,
It came and went.
came and went, it's gone. It went really fast. And
Yes.
now we're back in the hustle and bustle of like the regular school year and just everything going on like that.
Hmm.
What was your maybe biggest surprise from the summer? Like, what was there anything that like transpired that you weren't expecting or something that you learned or did that, you were super excited about? Tell me about that.
Yeah. I mean, first thing, one that came to mind just about the summer in general was I stuck to the plan going into it where I wanted to be less scheduled and I wanted to be able to make more decisions on the fly and not feel the pressure of going into the summer with every single weekend totally booked.
Yeah.
And so, I did have that intention going in, and I will say that yes, although we were still doing stuff almost every weekend, not all of it was scheduled out months in advance. We were
Yeah.
able to make decisions and plans more in the moment of like, what are we feeling? Like, what's happening this week or next week, and going that way. And it was such a different experience. Like coming to the end of the summer, it was one of the first where I felt like I wasn't ready for the kids to go back to school,
I
like um I
I
wasn't feeling as overwhelmed. Like it felt more relaxed in that
Mhm.
way. And so
Yeah.
we still had plenty of fun, like plenty of stuff going on, but it didn't feel as overwhelming. So that was really great. And then the other surprising thing was, and I know I've shared this with you like separately offline, was I actually started working out.
Yes.
And that was completely surprising. I didn't plan for that to happen. It happened because a new studio opened up at my sister's apartment complex, and she was like, we should go just like do a class and whatever." And I was like, okay, sure, I'll tag along and go do this thing, and then ended up, really liking it and actually let it develop into a habit. I can say now that it is a habit. I'm going 5 days a week. I'm like, yeah,
5 days a week?
5 days a week.
I love
Make,
it.
I know. Like it started out more like 3 days a week in
Yes.
June, and then it kind of upped a little here and there. And then now you know, I'm really glad that I started in the summer while the kids weren't in school.
Yep.
By the time school rolled around, I was like, okay, how can I make this
Just.
work?
Hmm.
And so figured stuff out. And now, like, we're in our routine where, yes, I'm up very early some
So
days
do you
or
go
whatever it is.
early in the morning
But
or when do you go?
yeah, so I go Mondays and Fridays, I do the 5:45 a.m. class.
Love it.
And then Wednesday, 7:30 a.m. class. And I have someone, a friend helping just get Holly on the bus that day so that I can make that class. And then on Saturday and Sunday, I do 8 a.m.s. So they're all in the morning, getting up and ready to go. But I
Hmm.
feel good. Like it's literally just a part of my life now, which is
Yes.
so crazy because I
Yes.
never, ever, ever would have expected that for me.
I love it.
So I'm really proud about that. It was unexpected and I love it. I'm happy. I'm glad that it's part of my routines now, for sure.
Yes. I love that for you for
Thank
so many
you.
reasons because you're probably maybe you were like me where like prior to so for me working out in my younger years was a habit. Like, and it was
Mhm.
just what I did. When you come from playing sports your whole life and then you go to college, you still work out all the time, right? So like for me, like it was a habit then. When it became hard was when my life shifted and I had
Yeah.
kids. And
Hmm.
then you kind of get in this mentality like when will I work out? How could I ever think about working out? I have all this stuff going on and I have these kids and like how will I make it fit in our schedules? And then when you figure out how to prioritize it, and like you hit the nail on the head, it just becomes a part of your life
Hmm.
and it becomes a part of like who you are and what you do. And so I love that because I
Yeah.
hope that you saying that inspires someone else to just try
I
it
hope
and you
so too,
found
because
something that works
I
for
always
you,
hear in any situation, right? You hear people say, if it works, if I can do it, so can you. And now
right?
I'm going to be that person because really, if I can do it, so can
Yes.
anyone else, right?
Yeah.
And you really can make it work. Now, of course, there are situations that, are difficult, but
Right.
you honestly can. And once you do it long enough, it just, I guess, sticks. It's kind
Sticks.
of crazy. I was thinking about this within the past couple of weeks. I'm like, wow, so it's true what people say.
Yeah.
You
Yep. You
do it
build a
enough
habit.
and then it just
It's just
becomes
you.
the habit.
Fun.
Yeah. So
Yep.
very exciting. I'm
And I
very
love that
excited.
you found something that you love
Yes.
because some people think fitness needs to be a certain, like, oh, I have to
I
go
have
to
to
the
go to the
gym
gym. Yep.
or
Hmm.
I have to go for a run or I have to do this. But when you can find what excites you and it's fun. And then sometimes too, like I know I've done things where I do something for a really long time and it does like make me tick. And then I kind of get like bored of it. And then I find something else. And
Hmm.
you know what I mean? But it's important that you find your thing. So you found your thing and
Yep.
it's working for you. And so that's exciting.
Yes, it is very exciting. So hopefully, yes, that serves as some inspiration for someone out there
Yeah, I love
thinking
it.
about it. Yeah. What about you?
So for me, I mean, summer went way too fast. I didn't go
Hmm.
to the beach enough, that's for darn sure. I mean, I need the beach. I need the beach. I need the sunshine. And I didn't get there
I
enough
can
this
keep an eye out
year.
for some open rentals or
I
houses in
know.
the
I
market down
said to
here for
Dan,
you.
I was like, we need to just like buy a place at the beach that we can like rent out because obviously in this season of life, like we won't get there a lot, but then
Yeah.
by the time it's paid off, we'll be in a season of life where we can go all the
There you
time. And
go.
but anyway, I don't know. So I was sad about that, but we had a great summer. You know, there was a lot of sports stuff that happened. My one son's baseball team went pretty far in they went to their sectional championship for their age group, which was so much fun just to watch kids come together as a team and like battle for what, you know, it's just like, I don't know. It was so inspiring as their
Oh,
moms
yeah.
to like watch them have to really give it their all because they gave us heart attacks and anxiety attacks. I felt like I've never felt like literally sick over a game, but it was just because they had a bunch of games where like they were down and they had to fight to come back and to win. And so watching kids at that age group of like 8, 9, and 10 discover that it takes grit to like stay in it.
Mhm.
I don't know, as a leader, I love to see that at a young age.
Yeah.
So that was
Wow. I
fun.
mean, that's impressive
Yes,
to
it
be that
is.
age and to
Uh-huh.
find that and to tap into that. So that's really
Yep, and
cool.
to tap into it. So that was super cool. And you know, we had a lot of days at the pool. So, you know, my mom has an in-ground pool at her house and I mean, I know she loves it, probably sometimes doesn't, but we find ourselves there most summer days.
Whether she
Which my
likes it or not. Yeah.
Right. And my dad's retired. So, I mean, I feel like it keeps them young, the fact that we go there and, you know, but it's just the kids love it. So we did a lot of swimming.
Yeah.
Emmy is learning how to swim. She could almost stand fully in the shallow end. And like, I went away for work and came back and she was like, Mom, I can swim underwater now. And before she would never go underwater. And I
Oh,
was like, I was
wow.
gone for 5 days and now you swim underwater. What happened? And it's
Like, what is
crazy how
happening?
fast. Yeah, like kids just learn things so fast and they pick it up. So it also made the rest of my summer frightening because I had to like really be like watching her every
Hmm.
single step that she took in the pool. But so we just had a great summer, spent a lot of time together, and it was awesome. And I didn't want it to end. The
Yeah.
hardest part about summer ending, I think, is that I never want summer to end necessarily, but I love and crave structure and routine as a person. So
Yes.
I like the back to school structure and something fun like so I myself worked on something like fitness wise this summer. As
Ooh.
soon as the kids were done school, I was like, I am running or walking 3 miles every single day.
Wow.
So I started this summer right the day after they were done school, and that was what I did. And so that's what I do every day, no matter what. I gotta get those steps in. And so
Love
people
it.
laugh at me. Like yesterday, it was pouring down rain here in the morning,
That
and
was
I
going
will
to be my
run in the
question.
rain. Yeah,
Hmm.
I will run in the rain. My husband jokes that I'm like rain, sleet, or snow. Listen, listen, go. But just I wasn't gonna run in like torrential downpour, so. I waited until the afternoon and it was like really close to the time that I needed to go pick up the kids from school, but my
Mm.
husband was home because it was raining and he was supposed to be working outside yesterday. So I said, "Hey, I have enough time to go for a walk, and instead of walking and coming back home, I'll walk over to the school and then you could just drive over and pick us
Ooh.
up." And so it was so funny because while I'm standing in line, I can't even tell you how many moms were like, "Did you walk here? I swear I saw you walking." Yes, yes, I did. Got to get those steps in. So that, and then also, I've been really focusing on just building my strength, like just getting stronger. So, like
Hmm.
lifting. And so, I've been doing that 4 to 5 days a week, which has been fun.
Nice.
So, I like joke with my husband. I'm like, we were in the car yesterday, I think, and I went like this with my arm, and I was like, look, I have a baby tricep right here. And he's like, okay. And I do. I'm
You're like,
like,
don't mess around.
don't, my biceps are like actually like really do look like I lift weights, which is kind
I
of
love
cool. I
I
had
love
someone
it.
comment and be like, you're like getting ripped. I was like, okay, I don't want to be ripped. So let's, about I look toned.
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 Toned. Yes.
Tone. But that's because I'm like, at this age, that's what we need to do. We need to try to
Yeah,
like
it feels good. Yeah, that's part of my
feels
routine as
good to
well. So
feel like strong.
strong. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
absolutely.
healthy. I'm not after like a number on the scale. I'm not after any of that. I'm after how I feel,
Hmm.
and I feel good and strong and healthy. And like I did have blood work at the doctor and they were like, "You're super healthy." And I was like, "All right."
Love
Like
that.
everything was like perfect.
Validation, right? Like this
Yeah,
is why you're doing it.
exactly. And I was like, "All right, I'm just gonna keep on keeping on." Yeah, so
Yeah.
that was me. That was my summer.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that because that's one of my goals, I think, for the next year too. Next year I will be the big 40. And
Ah,
so I'm like, I'm going to be 40. I want to feel healthy. I want to feel the best version I've felt like since I was
yes.
young.
And actually, it's so funny because when I think about me right now, and like when I see myself and I look at myself, I
Hmm.
feel like this is the best I've ever felt in like ever,
Hmm.
like when I was younger, I struggled with like an eating disorder and I had, body dysmorphia so bad. And I saw like I hated myself, like I hated how I looked. I hated all this stuff.
Yes.
And then I had babies, and that's hard because then you watch your body grow, and then, you don't know what's going to
You're
happen no
right.
matter how hard you try.
It's all over
So
the place.
that's a troubling time.
And you did that 4 times. So yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I really put myself through the ringer with that. And then, so just having that mindset shift of like, it doesn't have to be a number on the scale. It
Hmm.
just is more about how I feel and just really tapping into that, which I think is really important at this age because we just
It
want to
is.
be the best versions of ourselves. So,
Yeah. You definitely, or at least in my experience, the perspective has changed approaching that number, the age
yes,
number. When you
yes,
when you think about it when you're younger, you have such a different vision of it or
yeah,
thought about what it means and like what you're going to be
right.
at that age and this and that. And me, I'm like, it is kind of crazy. Like I can't believe I'm going to be
I know.
40, but I
Right.
don't feel it and I want to make sure that I'm embracing it. So that
Yes.
is what I'm going to be focused on for
I
the next
love
year and
it.
beyond. So yeah, I would say it was definitely a good summer.
Summer.
But yes, it was nice to get some more structure and get into a more of a routine.
Hmm.
And I'm excited about the next, not just the fall season, the next season of the podcast, the next season of my life,
Yeah.
all of the seasons
Hmm.
I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to.
Yep. I love it.
Yes.
That's how I am too. Like right now, I feel like I'm looking forward to, I'm entering this new season where, I mean, although my youngest is 5 and that's technically still a toddler, I'm like out of that
She's
toddler
in school. She's school
diaper.
aged
Yeah, she's
now.
school age
It-
now. So I have
yeah.
all school-aged kids, and it's like I want to focus on building memories with them. Do you know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
exposing them to different life experiences, and I think that that's important because I think that shapes, who you are as a person. So I'm just excited to start to do all of that stuff at this, stage of the game in terms of like my family life. So
Yeah,
now
it's
I'm
cool how
transitioning.
the dynamics change with your kids as they go through different ages. And
Mhm.
now with mine being 9 and 11, I'm like forgetting their ages. 9 and 11, it's a great age because it's like they still need me,
Yeah, they
but
still like
they
you
don't need me for
as
everything. I
much.
can have them
Yeah.
do some things independently. Obviously, they can be independent. So it offers me a lot more flexibility to
Yes.
choose myself in certain moments, which has been really hard. That
That
was one
is
of the
the truth.
stories that I struggled with, I think, for a long time, which was,
Mhm.
well, if in any given moment, if I'm choosing myself, that must
Right.
mean I'm not choosing my kids or I'm
Yes.
not choosing my partner,
Mhm.
where it's
Right.
like, it doesn't have, those aren't, it's, they can all be true at the same time or whatever we've said in the past.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, that kind of went off a little bit of a tangent. But anyway, yes,
No,
I
but I love
agree.
it. Somebody needed to hear it.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, cool. Well, with that being said, going into new seasons, let's talk about the new season of the podcast.
Yeah.
And do you want to let everyone know how we're switching it up?
Yeah, we're switching
How it will
gears.
be different?
Yes. So it's going to be a little bit different. I mean, I know that they love to just hear us talk and like go
Talk
through
and talk
topics.
and talk.
I know
Yes.
that everybody loves that about us. But what we are passionate about, and I know I'm really passionate about this. I was just at a networking like coffee yesterday, and one of the questions they asked was, "What's one of your goals right now?" And like one of my goals is to really bring women together. Like, I
Mm,
want to showcase women in their strengths. I want to bring women together. I want to empower women to be the best versions of themselves. And I think with what we have planned for this season, we are going to be doing something that is also going to help us learn
hmm.
while our viewers get to learn about different things, which I
Yes.
think is going to be fun. And I think that's why we both loved the people pleasing episode so much. So, what we are doing this year is we are adding more guests. So, we're going to
Woohoo.
have lots of guests. We're so excited.
Yes.
And we're picking topics that we really think are hot topics for our viewers right now in many different areas. So, you're going to see so
Hmm.
many different topics. We are going way out of our comfort zone and finding people with certain topics and asking, "Hey, would you want to be on our little
Our little
podcast,
baby podcast.
little baby
Yes.
podcast?" And so I think that that's exciting. And without even knowing all of the people who are eventually going to say yes to us, we do have some who are already lined up, but
Hmm.
just even the people who will say yes to us in the future, I'm super grateful that they're willing to like step into our world and our little baby podcast and give us a chance to bring our viewers just information that I think is really going to help them grow because
Yeah.
I'm like a lifelong learner. I'm always learning, I'm always growing. I never think I have arrived. I
Hmm.
will arrive when I'm dead. But that is like, I think it's just so important to be always growing and learning. And so that's what we want to facilitate here. So that's why I'm excited about it. What do you
Yes.
think?
Yeah, no, absolutely, right? I think the whole point of bringing women together and the fact that coming into
Mhm.
this podcast, our goal was to empower women and to help women really just to be of service in some way, shape,
Hmm.
or form. And so this is a new way to do that, right? We had our own topics that we wanted to talk about when we kicked this off, but there's so many things out there in the world that we don't even know yet. I'm sure we'll come
Yes.
across them as we
Hmm.
find new people to bring on. But even as I was doing some research, some of these topics and
Yeah.
expertises that I've been running into from, I'm like, wow, this
Didn't
is
know
a
that was a
thing.
thing.
Didn't even know, but wow. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting. So
Yeah.
that's what I'm excited about is to just open my mind to
Hmm.
different experiences, things that I might take for granted,
Yes.
with my own life that I don't experience or maybe I don't
Right.
struggle with, but there could be other women struggling with it. So let's just
Right.
have anyone in that can offer some support or information because even if it's not in our life or whatever, it doesn't mean that it's not part of our audience's experiences. So
Exactly.
that's what I'm excited about, just to broaden our horizons a little bit and bring in
Right.
even more support for people because we're,
Yep.
just limited based on what we've gone through personally. So that's what I'm excited about. Like you said, lifelong learner and just looking forward to meeting new people too, which I think is cool, always
Absolutely.
to expand your network and
Yeah.
meet other women who are out here just trying to share some insights, right?
Yep. And that's what I said too when they asked that question. I was like, I just want to meet people and like just be like ask them questions and get to know them because it just expands your horizons, it expands your perspective
Yeah.
on life. And so I think by giving people the platform to be able to share, it also helps to build them up. So I'm excited.
Being in the presence of other women who have a message or want to share a message of some sort with others, I think is so powerful. Like it feels
Yes.
magnetic to be
Yes.
in a space where you have women who are just wanting to put something out into the world for others to benefit
Yes.
from. And so I
Mhm.
hope that that's what comes across from this next season. And I hope it resonates and I hope it
Yeah.
lands with whoever needs to hear the different topics. They might not all be for you, and that's fine, but maybe you
Mhm.
know someone that
Yep.
struggles with something or could benefit from a particular topic. And so share it with those in your life that you think it could help. So I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to it. I'm really excited and we'll get back in the swing of things and we'll see how this goes and we might shift it or adjust it in the future. I don't know. We're figuring it out
I don't
still,
know. We
but
go with the flow. We
exactly.
listen as we learn. We we're always willing to like pivot.
Yes, absolutely. But this is the way we're going at this point in time. And I think this is going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be really successful because I think we're going to hit on a lot of topics that are relevant to our
Yeah.
audience.
So
So,
in the meantime, I think what people can do to help us get prepared for this first official episode that will kick
mhm.
off with this new format is you can start sharing our Instagram with your friends, which is it's the Hustle and Harmony pod. Am I saying that right? That is
I
our
don't
handle.
know. That's horrible. I need to look it
I
up.
know, but I
Um,
always question. I'm pretty sure it's the Hustle and Harmony. Yeah, it's the
yes, it
Hustle
is.
and Harmony pod on here's what we look like. Let me just show you guys. This
Oh, good
is
idea.
well, you can't because I have the thing up, but that's what it looks like
It's the
on
pink
Instagram.
background. Our two
Pink
faces
background,
with the pink
us
background.
and a pink background. So look for that because that's what where you'll find us. We want to like grow our followers so that we can reach more women
Mhm.
and share our previous podcast episodes with your girlfriends so that they can take a listen and start to get acquainted with us. And because I feel like, so here's what I feel like. I feel like season one, if we want to call it that, what you know,
Mhm.
the first couple episodes we've done, that's a great opportunity for people to get to know who we are
Yeah,
as
that's a
people.
great way to look at it.
I feel like. So if you want to get to know us better, like how we think about our life, you'll hear a lot of that in the first season. This season, I think you'll still learn a lot about each of us, but you're also going to be learning about just, different things that are going to make you better as a person.
Mhm.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. I love that you sort of made that connection or made that point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
really looking forward to it. I'm excited for our first guest, and we still plan to publish every other week. So, that's still the plan going forward. We'll post on socials when there are new episodes up,
Yes.
but also all of your favorite listening platforms as well. If you can't watch us, you can listen. And again, just keep sharing. Hit the like button, the subscribe, review us on your favorite podcast platforms. That gets helps get us out as well. And
Yes,
we'll look forward to getting any feedback as we kick off this new season. Any
absolutely.
last words or like last things that you think we should share
No,
before
no,
we wrap
just
up?
get excited because it's going
Yeah.
to be a lot of fun.
Yes, absolutely. Okay,
Thanks,
awesome.
guys.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.